in the street. So I ran inside and I grabbed my video camera. As you can imagine, I stood in those bushes for over 20 minutes watching these two degenerates grind against each other, and I'm thinking, this behavior is simply unacceptable. Now, if you think this is an isolated incident, you are dead to rights wrong. I have 36 hours of footage to prove it that I have personally collected from sickos just around my own town. For example, I saw perverts having sex in swimming pools, clearly visible from the roofs of adjacent buildings. On boats that anybody could see with a telescope. At night, on the beaches, where they can easily be watched by anyone hiding behind a fence wearing their night vision goggles. It's simply disgusting.
This is the Onion News Network.
Yep, we still do email. Drop your email address in the entry box at freetalklive.com, and you'll be kept in the loop with Free Talk Live. Free Talk Live.
This is Free Talk Live. It's talk radio you control. Give us a call. Get your thoughts on the air. The phone number here is 603-283-6160. Happy winter solstice, everybody. In the studio tonight, it's Stu.
Angelo.
And Richie Rich. And happy solstice to you as well.
Thank you. What that means for people who don't know is that for those of us in the northern hemisphere, the Earth's wobble has gotten us as far away from the sun as it's going to, and will now start going back the other direction towards the warm.
It's also a holiday worth celebrating because it's an actual physical thing in the real world, not some spiritual.
Well, now that's paganism, and you get yourself burned at the stake if you keep talking like that.
No way.
Just kidding. I agree.
The Wibble Wobble, verified science.
Allegedly.
Okay.
I will neither. I don't know if I can get behind all of that. I can say things are not as described, but I don't think we're on a flat and stationary Earth either.
You don't think that we're at the peak of the Wibble Wobble and we're going to start Wibble Wobbling back tomorrow?
No, it seems that's the case.
Okay.
Or that there's, I don't know, I guess they say there's a 3-day period where it doesn't, from our appearance, it doesn't seem to be going toward or away from.
But I mean, you can track the rise and set of the sun, right? So like today's the shortest day of the year.
Yeah.
They know that, right? Like there are people that go like, oh no, rose at whatever time and it went down at whatever time, and the hours in between, like that's the least amount.
Right. The ancients knew this. They were able to figure it out just by looking up at the sky.
Yeah.
Right.
That's all I'm claiming.
Okay. Cool. Well, we're going to go straight to the phones because it's a call-in show, and we have Dave Ridley on the phone. Dave Ridley, you're on Free Talk Live. What's on your mind?
I have a question, which is a song. It goes like this. P-Doom, what's your P-Doom? What's your P-Doom? Have you guys ever heard this song?
Nope. Is it from the new SpongeBob movie?
No, but it is my question for you. I want to know what your P-Doom is, each of you. Do you know what P-Doom is?
No, can you define that for us?
Oh, P-Doom stands for probability of doom. So there's a relatively good chance that artificial intelligence will bring us a Star Trek world, which is really wonderful, but there's also a pretty good chance that it will get us all killed. And P-Doom is your chance that P-Doom is basically defined as your odds that you give that artificial intelligence will either wipe out humanity or at least civilization.
In my lifetime or just in general?
I would say that's a fair number. Let's just say within the next 40 years.
40 years? I'll say my P-Doom is 0.
All right. Why?
Because I think humans will always be smarter than artificial intelligence. And even if artificial intelligence got to the point where it seemed like it was cresting that, we've still got the bombs, right? So we just put an end to artificial intelligence by blowing stuff up. If that blows humanity back to like the Copper Age, right? Well, we're still surviving.
I kind of for myself, I kind of agree with Richie. I don't know.
And 40 years isn't that long.
If you put
in the grand scheme
AI,
of things.
if you put AI in one of these robot bodies, you could run amok pretty bad. But
yeah, you could, but 50 cal. I mean, come on.
But the thing that AI will never do that humans do is philosophize. It will never have a like a spiritual, emotional impetus for using its vast amount of logic.
Sure, maybe.
And it's always gonna fall short of the ingenuity and craftiness of humans.
Right.
Because of that.
And we've got the weapons.
Yeah.
Right. Like, just as much as those big guns will take out tanks and cars and helicopters and aeroplanes and whatever, a walking T-1000 or whatever that Terminator thing is stands no chance.
Well, yeah, but if it turns off the power grid,
the gun doesn't fire on power grid, man.
Well,
that
the missiles
combustion.
definitely work with like computers and power and stuff. But I'm saying, I think like it's not going to be like a Terminator robot. It would probably attack like the infrastructure of the stuff you use every day. It'd probably mess with like the airplanes and the
and that's
traffic
fine.
lights.
It could change the world quite a bit, but I don't think it could go. Well, I mean,
maybe if it starts in Africa.
I don't know. People
and
talk
builds from
about
there.
like back to the Stone Age as if that's a horrible thing. I don't like that. Might be an okay vacation for me.
Well, yeah. I mean, depends.
I'm not
what's
so
your
enamored
peace
of all-
survival thing?
I'm not so enamored of all this future tech. Like, it's fallen short on so many levels. I was supposed to have a hoverboard by now, and why don't cars fly? This is ridiculous. You know what I mean? But we're going to have a digital ID that's on land and in the air and on the water? Like, come on now. You can track every single thing about me. You got a computer that knows what I want more than I know what I want. And you're telling me, like, we can't even have some nice things?
Well, at least for the cars fly, I'm going to say government interference with that. Because there's been people who have done it, and I think New Hampshire's like the only state where it's legal to have a flying car if and when it does come to pass.
Well, they have these things called ultralights that you can own right now. That's like a one-person like quadcopter thing that you can fly.
They're pretty limited. You wouldn't be able to use one for a contractor gig. You couldn't haul your ladders with it.
No, probably not. Yeah, I think it has to be under 300 pounds.
Right. So
something.
you're not going to fly your whole family in it, and you know what I mean? Like, they're pretty limited. They put the clamps on it pretty good.
Well, I think that's just regulation. I think you can make a bigger one, but you're just not allowed to.
It's a government thing.
So, like, we have flying cars. It's just... It's just,
you give me the right equipment. You give me the right equipment, I can make a jumbo jet. You know?
Well, I think the EVOLs, whatever, the VTOLs, the vertical takeoff and landing.
Yeah.
So you can park it in your garage or on your street and just, leave from there without needing a full runway. Is useful.
That'd be cool.
But they exist.
So was there two of you on tonight or three?
Three
of us.
Okay, so what's the third P-Doom?
In the next 40 years, I'm with Rich. I think it's going to be 0. Now, what do you mean, like the end of humanity? 0.
Yeah,
but like the end of the radically changing how our day-to-day goes, I think
the
100%.
The end of civilization knocking us back to the Stone Age would also count. That would be a minimum condition for P-Doom, I believe.
Bitcoin won't even be like really mainstream in 40 years. We'll still be fighting that battle.
The thing is,
40 years from now,
an AI would have no incentive to knock us back to the Stone Age because it would die. It would lose all its power. People, with Stone Age brains can't run an AI. Like, I guess you could
but it would run itself, though.
Yeah, I guess you could have like self-replicating robots running the world, but that's not exactly the Stone Age. It's something different altogether.
I trust human ingenuity and weapons.
You'd still have tech available to you. It's just a matter of would you be able to like get your hands on it, and you know what I mean? It wouldn't be information that you now have to rediscover.
Well, really, all we have to do is just dam a river a little bit higher than the data center and not let the data center get any water to cool itself off, and the AI will just fry itself.
This is also New Hampshire. You can buy tannerite over the counter. Like, come on.
Well, I'm just thinking
how close
about,
is that robot really going to get?
I'm just thinking about these huge data centers they're building in places like Arizona. Like these 4 or 5 football field size buildings that is taking towns like entire water supplies to run the cooling for these giant AI operating centers.
That's what I'm saying.
Turn the water off.
They would have to go to like one of those vacant places and build their army first, undetected.
Like
Right.
Dr. House? Oh, it's a Fallout thing.
Okay.
Well, so I don't know if you want to give the sci-fi scare tactic nerds full credit, then you could go as far as saying they have nanobots now that can self-replicate, and it wouldn't be that far of a jump for them to make self-replicating nanobots that can join together like a some kind of
We'll just have
cartoon
forever Trump be our
transformer.
president, and then he'll just put a tariff on steel, and then they can't replicate because they've got no materials to build their bodies out of.
The nanos can just mine it and smelt it themselves.
From where? Okay, so fine.
In some dystopian stories, out of human bodies.
Okay. But like the humans wouldn't detect that at some level?
Yeah.
Like,
well,
what are these
I
nanobots
don't know.
doing out in the
They
Arizona
get-
desert? We got
they-
heat signatures.
They're doing an awful lot that's already that is detectable.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
humans either just don't look at it or they don't care because they're too busy watching the football game or whatever it is.
Okay. But we're
But
talking extinction level event. Someone's going to point it out and be like, hey, these robots are
they're
getting a
already
lot of
talking
hand.
about blocking out the sun and stuff. What do you want? They're already talking about doing the most
That's
evil
humans.
thing.
Humans are talking about doing that
Right.
for climate change.
Right. So if a robot starts doing it, you think people are going to be inclined to stop the robot?
Oh, you think the humans are going to take the robot side? Like we welcome our robot overlord?
Yes,
I think
all
they're
right.
gonna sit
people are
there
gonna
and do
take the
nothing
robot
about it.
side.
Okay.
I think they're going to sit there and do nothing about it till it's either too late or looks like it's too late, till things are quite a mess.
Fine. Like I said, at some point it gets to a point where people take notice and go like, okay, we got to start shooting robots. Then turn it into a game.
Yeah.
So to both answer my own question and to argue with you guys and keep this interesting, my PDOOM is 30%, which is considered moderate among people who follow AI. And the reason it's higher than yours is because I don't think you're factoring in the law of exponential returns, and the fact that these technologies mostly double every year or two. And so they may not look very threatening currently, but it doesn't really take long with exponential growth. It really could happen as soon as 2 years from now.
Yeah, and I see that aspect of it too. So instead of Rich, I guess I don't exactly agree with Richie. I might put it at a very low percentage, like 1 or 2.
I mean, you say that, but they can't even get chips manufactured that quickly.
They can't
Right
currently.
now, but-
You're thinking
Yeah.
about now.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking about now
Yeah,
and knowing
it's-
that they put in an order for chips that aren't even going to get delivered until like 2027.
Yeah, but if the incentive changes, then you could see a rapid turnaround in that where chip production,
No, because
Yeah.
it takes multiple years just to build the factory. That's the problem with the Trump plan. And moving all
sometimes
that
have you ever seen a
manufacturing over
McDonald's
here.
go up? They
That's
do
a
it, They do
McDonald's.
it in like 6 days.
That's a
They do it-
McDonald's.
They do it faster than I can remodel like 1 bedroom.
Okay. But the big problem that the Trump administration is having getting that type of technology here as quickly as he wants is they just can't manufacture it quick enough. They can't build the factories as quickly as he wants to move it from Taiwan or China or wherever they're doing it. It's like
Unless
Well,
there's
and we're
physical
bad at-
limitations.
We're bad at it. They had to shut down Texas plants because we couldn't figure out the tolerances to build the chip. They just gave up on the project. They were like, "Yeah, we can't do this. We got to stay in Taiwan." Americans just can't figure out how to build
have-
a computer that's smart enough to
they
do
have
this
no
or
incentive.
something.
Any of us who can do that are no longer in that type of work.
Okay.
The answer to your objections, really, to all of the ones over the last couple minutes, would probably be the fact that, like, if you look at what one of the Chinese companies was able to achieve when they were cut off from getting chips, they just made everything more efficient, and they did it. They did it really fast. They did it really efficiently, and they were right up in the top tiers almost immediately with these efficiency changes they made. So you don't. It's not necessarily a matter of having the right number of chips or the right quality of chips.
That's right. You could turn a couple of dials and crank chips out pretty easily, I think.
They're not doing it.
It's just a matter of where the incentive is, exactly what the standards are on chip making. Like there's There are quite a few factors that you could shift around and change how fast chips are made.
But again, like if you're calling it incentives, money's the incentive, right? And we talked about this, I think, on last week's show. There's technology companies just moving out of certain sectors because they can't meet demand.
All they'd have to do is make the narrative, oh no, we need chips or else humanity's going to get erased, but for whatever reason. And then you'd see a lot of chips coming out.
But they could do that now and make money. They can't. The profit incentive would be there now because demand is so high and they can't meet it.
Maybe
it's not a money thing. It's like, oh, we'll charge you more and we'll get it done. It's like, no, we just can't do it. As Angelo just said, the skills aren't there. The technology's not there. The companies are backing off as opposed to raising prices because they just can't physically meet demand under current conditions. And again, if you think like they're going to throw up a factory in less than a year and double capacity, I think there's folly in that thinking based on, again, the skill set and the technology and the equipment needed to get to that point.
Unless self-replicating nanobots just turned into little factory builders and could build a new factory every week.
But they got to get the raw materials, man.
Yeah, I know this is all science fiction and speculation at this point, but lots of science fiction things.
Price of steel goes through the roof because nanobots are stealing it all?
To real life realities, like smartphones would have been. Well, I don't think this is science fiction.
I don't think this is science fiction to Dave, though. Like this is a concern of going into the future.
Yeah, it's not so far off science fiction, though.
Yeah, and if you don't trust my numbers, then you don't have to. I would recommend going to doomdebates.com, where you'll listen to people who agree with you and people who agree with me. They debate each other, and just hear them all out. I think that's the way to do it. And the more I hear, the higher my PDoom goes.
Okay. I'm obviously not going to do that because I've got better things to do with my time. But if it gets to that point, right, I'm just going to stock up on ammunition and plink them off as they enter the property.
Yeah, it's not going to work like that.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, some of these robot dogs might be kind of.
I don't know. Have you watched some of that drone footage? Have you watched any of the Ukraine drone